Hello and welcome to a gorgeous spring day. Spring has finally sprung here in Connecticut. It's late April now and all the trees are starting to bloom, all the flowers out, and it's just magical beauty everywhere. Welcome to the video today. Today we're going to be climbing some trees and releasing the inner child. Just before we get into the video and climbing the trees, as I walk past some fallen trees right now, which are very good subjects to be climbed, maybe on the way back. I just wanted to show you guys this little zine that I made. So this is my first rewilding zine. I've been wanting to make this for quite a while now. And each page of this I'm actually making a little video about. So one of the pages is climbing a tree. This is 6 easy ways to start rewilding your life. It's a great little pocket zine that you can take with you on your adventures. Yeah, the link will be down in the description. It's free for everyone. I wanted this just to be a cool little free resource that you could have or gift to somebody. It's a 1-page printout thing. It's also free to all of my Patreons as well if you want to check that out. So yeah, links to all that will be in the description, but without further ado, let's go explore and climb some trees. Definitely think it's time to go barefoot. I'm gonna leave my shoes well hidden in the skunk cabbage here so no one steals them. Not that I think anyone would. Nice. Oh, I love being barefoot in the woods. It's so good. So one of my oldest, most clear memories that I have is me as a kid climbing in the trees of my grandparents' garden. And I remember having all these different stations or sections of the tree that represented different parts of the tree or different imagination and things in my mind. I remember one being the kitchen space. I remember one being my motorbike, where it was kind of a saddle almost, and I would sit in there and pretend that I was riding a motorbike, and just being able to climb to the top of the trees as well and look out across the neighborhood was such a magical feeling and made me feel so much bigger and more alive than I actually was. I mean, I was alive, but it just amplified that feeling and excitement within me. It amplified the life within me. And I think as we grow up, we kind of forget that feeling. We forget that we are alive and we're so full of amazing, loving energy and squirrel. And we go into the world and move into our apartments and our houses, and we stop playing, we stop moving our bodies. And that's when we start to lose the magic and the childlike spirit in our lives, the things that makes life so special. And I think one of the easiest ways to start reconnecting with that spirit is to start going back to the things that made us happy as children, the simplest things, the things that don't cost any money, the things that are free to do, that just bring a smile to our faces. And one of those is just climbing trees. So yeah, that's what this video is all about. I am currently on a mission to find a tree to climb. All of these trees around me right now are not very climbable. These are all very big trees with no low-lying limbs. So we're gonna walk around for a little bit, go explore and see if we can find a good climbing tree. How beautiful is that right now? I love this space. This has got to be one of my favorite places in Connecticut. It's just always so quiet here, and no one ever comes to this section of this little park. Oh, I've spotted a small little fallen tree. Let's go check that out. So fallen trees are a really good, easy gateway into tree climbing because it gets you used to connecting with the tree and feeling it out and walking and climbing on it. But you're not going super high up into the sky where if you're scared of heights or you have a fear of falling, this is a very comfortable, easy introduction to tree climbing. So see if you can find a fallen tree in the woods and just go for a walk on it and use it as a balancing beam. This is a shagbark hickory that has fallen. I think this has fallen pretty recently because the last time I was here I don't remember this being fallen, but it's quite a beast that's been taken down. And you can jump around on it. You can jump off of it. Woo! Just have fun playing around. It's like kind of like a adult jungle gym. Obviously just do what feels safe and comfortable for you, but you can have fun with it. Okay, we're going into a more dense pine region now. So this might have some more climbable trees over here. Otherwise, I do know there are some really cool vines that we can climb as well over on this side. Mud, 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 mud. Look how magical this is right now. This is just like entering some fairy tale land. So while I search for my next tree to climb, obviously the best climbable trees are the ones that have a lot of limbs going horizontally, not straight up vertically with no limbs to climb on. So anything that's like low lying to the ground, has a lot of limbs, a lot of support. Obviously you want to make sure that you can trust the support, that if you do stand on a branch or pull on a branch, that it is going to support your body weight. Always make sure you have 3 points of contact so you can test pull on one of the branches that you're going to be climbing to see if it can support you. Yeah, the aim of the game is to have fun, but is also to stay safe and not kill yourself falling out of a tree. Whoa, look at this tree. How did that even happen? That looks like a tree that fell from that way down onto this side. Trees are wild. Woo! Slippery rickety cricket bridge. I feel like that's gonna break if I do that more. How pretty is this? Okay, we've got a really big fallen tree over here that looks like it's gonna be a fun climb. This was a massive, massive tree that's just come all the way down. So we can even start all the way there and like walk up here. I don't even know what tree this is, but I guess some really strong winds or something took it down. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go climb it. So many spiky plants in the way. And this is where being barefoot is not the greatest thing, but it does make you very aware of where you're stepping and putting your feet, and make you slow down and actually be conscious of where you are. So I like it for that reason. Okay, I think let's go up over here. This seems like the easiest entry point. Woo! Wobbly, shaky tree. Oh, it's so wobbly and shaky on the side because I don't think it's supported by anything. Nope, it's kind of just floating in the air here. Okay, so now we use our excellent balance beam skills. I just feel like I'm Tarzan right now. I think maybe that's another reason why I love doing this so much, is because one of my favorite shows and movies growing up was Tarzan. I was just so inspired by that, and like also watching shows like Ultimate Survivor, Bear Grylls, all those kind of outdoorsy adventure shows. It's just, I'm only now noticing how much that's impacted my life and the way I live my life and the things that I do. So this right now is channeling my inner Tarzan, my inner child that would always want to do things like this in South Africa, but we didn't really have forests or woods like this as easily accessible. Okay, this is a little bit challenging here, but we're gonna sneak around. Yes, 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 yes. Whew, this is a big tree. We're pretty high off the ground right now. I'd say we're like 10 to 12 foot off the ground. Oh, and you get a nice view of the forest from up here, and you can hear all the squirrels. This is so gorgeous. I'm just gonna sit down here for a bit. So I'm realizing that this might not have been the best place to choose to come do a tree climbing video, since there's not really any trees you can climb from the ground. But I can still do things like this and you get the basic points that I'm talking about. I also think it's just important to mention that you don't need to come out to a place like this. You don't need to have a place like this accessible to do something as simple as climbing a tree. When I was a kid, it was the trees that we had in our garden was good enough, and that was so much fun, and just my imagination carried me away into a different world. I know for some people that might be living in cities or small apartments, you don't necessarily have trees very accessible, but even if you can just go to your local park, and hopefully there's some trees there, hopefully your city has designed the urban spaces to be a little bit nature friendly, that's good enough. I know there's maybe some places that don't even have big trees, like if you live in a deserted area and there just aren't trees growing abundantly like there are here in New England. There are some other rewilding things that you can do, things that I have in my little rewilding zine. So go check that out for lots of other ways you can find some fun playfulness in your life. But yeah, this is just such a simple, easy way to get out and move your body and explore new parts of your area, of your mind, of your body, because even just when you're up here, you start to think differently, you see the world differently. It's having this perspective on everything around you from a higher vantage point. And so your mind just changes. It also just gives you a space of disconnection, I think. And for me, it's the same feeling I get when I'm hiking and I'm on top of a mountain where the world is below me and it just feels so small and almost insignificant. And it just gives me much greater perspective on all the problems and challenges that I'm facing in my life. And climbing trees gives me that same perspective where I can just get up, get elevated, get disconnected, and take a step away from all the craziness that's happening in my life. And it's just this nice little bubble of peace and calm for me to rest and reset. You got the sun on you. It's just magnificent. Okay, let's go find another fun thing to climb. I'm gonna go on a hunt for those vines because you're gonna love those. Okay, let me not fall off this tree. Easy now. Okay. Woo! We did it. I am so happy that the weather is warming up again, but one thing that I completely took for granted during winter and something I forgot about is the fact that all the flies and the mosquitoes and the bugs are coming back out again now and just dive bombing into my face, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. Hi, doggo. Are you having a nice swim? Hi. No pets. Okay, enjoy your swim. We'll leave doggo to be. Oh, fluffy boy doggo. Oh, you're so happy. The magical forest dog. Look at you. Oh my goodness me. Okay, don't say hi. He's like, I'm gonna go say hi to my friend. I'm not saying hi to you. Oh, get it. Look at you, you're so cute. I want to steal you so badly. Please, can I have you? Please, will you come home with me? Look at this dog. Oh my goodness me. You are just a model, aren't you? Boop. Honestly, I might just stay here the whole day, guys, with these dogs in the river, in this space. I'm not gonna go home. This is the dream dog right here. This right here. If anyone is watching, wants to get me this dog, like tomorrow, hit me up. You're so cute. I love you. Max. It's a Max. You're so cool. I will leave you guys here. Bye, Max. I'll see you next time. That just made my life. They're just hanging out there. Are you following me? Yes. Let's run with Max. Go, 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 go. I think Max has adopted me now. Oh no, I think his owners are coming that way. See you around, Max. Okay, back to the main focus here. Let's find those vines. Aha! I have found my favorite vines. But first to go through the mud puddle of doom. Oh, the mud puddle of doom is dragging me in. Okay. Ugh. The feet are sufficiently muddy for tree climbing. Oh, but this moss feels so good. Whew. Okay, so these are the epic vines of the Racebrook Tract Forest. How cool is this? They've just grown out from the ground and wound themselves all the way around this tree and all the way up. Like, this tree is actually dead, and these vines have just taken over and used it as a medium for climbing. And now we're going to use them as a medium for climbing. So let's see how high we can get. And there's also a fun little swingy one there. Okay. Oh, it looks like somebody cut the bottom of this off, which is kind of annoying, because that was connected the last time I was here. But that's okay. Yes. It's crazy to me how solid this actually is. Like, you can just fully stand on this vine with all your weight and climb up the tree. I can't really go much further than this, and I don't know if I want to go much further than this without risking breaking something, whether it's the tree or myself. But this is still pretty cool. And then we have this one, which is more of a vine swing. Let's do it. And this one you could actually climb for pretty far, because it's got these rungs here, which make it easy to grab onto. Yeah. I am Tarzan. Hear me roar. Wait, Tarzan doesn't roar. I mean, this is really solid, but I also don't want to go too high if it does break for some reason, because that would suck. I mean, if I knew that this was completely solid, I would climb to the top, but I don't trust it that much. But this is awesome. Yeah. The best vine spot in all of Connecticut. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't found many others as good as that one. Oh, speaking of trees, let me show you this little tree cave that I found. And this is a giant tree, and almost the whole middle of it is just hollowed out. I don't know if it was from disease or a fire or what it was, but I actually don't know how this tree is still standing with the scar that it has. Look at this. It's a giant tree, and you got the whole middle of it hollowed out. And I can just come and sit inside of the tree. Whew, I'm probably inside of like 100 years right now, maybe 200 years of tree. Oh, hopefully it doesn't fall on me. Whew. But that is so crumbly in the middle right there. This is bound to come down sometime soon, but it still looks very alive at the top, so that's interesting. Okay, let's see if we can find one more fun tree to climb and we'll wrap it up. Another interesting point to note about climbing trees is I feel that it does bring you so much closer to the actual tree itself, and also just to nature itself. You are physically, literally touching and feeling and working with the tree to move your body up onto it. And secondly, you get to realize how other animals live and interact with the tree. When you are sitting up in the tree, if you're lucky, you'll get birds and squirrels running across and flying and landing onto the same tree that you're sitting on. And I think it's really cool to see that even though you're there, other species can share that tree, and it shows us that we are all connected and part of the same ecosystem. There's no separation between you and the tree and the squirrel and the bird, and the leaves and the vines that grow up it. Like, we're all here part of the same thing. And something as simple as climbing a tree can teach you that lesson. But you've got to go and experience it for yourself and really just sit and be with the trees. I think that's the best way to to experience and to learn is like, let the trees be the teacher for you. There's only so much that I can say in these videos, but when you're there and you open up to the possibility of letting nature be your teacher and actually listening and like looking out for signs and ways of reading nature, it's the best teacher that's out there. There's nothing that humans can say that'll teach you more than what nature can. Nature has been here for billions of years doing survival the best out of any species. So, well, nature is all the species, so nature knows what it's doing basically. So make time to get out into nature and listen to it. And that's why I think it's so funny when we humans try to outsmart and out-engineer and overcorrect things for nature. And it's like, just let nature be nature. Let nature do what nature does best, because it knows what it's doing. So just leave it alone and let it do nature. But we always try to interrupt and interfere with everything because apparently we know what's best, even though we've only been here for a couple millions of years. The trees have been here for billions of years. I think the trees know how to do things around here, and that's taking their time, being intentional, turning light and carbon dioxide into food. They don't need anything else. They don't need to buy anything. They're patient, they're strong, they're giving. Just so many beautiful things to be learned from trees. Okay, I am rambling too much now, and this is less of a fun video. This is meant to just be about having fun and climbing trees. So I'm gonna stop my nature ramblings now. Let me not forget my shoes. Thank you, skunk cabbage. My Insta360 died, but this would be a good example of a quote-unquote regular tree to start climbing. As you can see, all the branches are coming off very nice and low to the ground. They're good holding branches. I mean, I don't have to really explain how to climb a tree. I feel like just trust yourself, be your kid, and just go have fun and play in the trees. Yeah. Okay, I feel like this is a good place to end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember that if you want to get that zine for free, the link will be down in the description below. Otherwise, you can find it on my Patreon, where it's free to all of the members. Go outside, go climb a tree. Let me know what you end up doing. Don't poke yourself in the face with leaves, but if you do, it's okay. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.